Hey everyone, it's Olivia Rondo and I am back with another video. Today we are once again roasting Joe Biden. And this time it's not really about his creepiness, but about his somewhat long and daunting history of racism. Like a lot of other Americans, I did not know much about Joe Biden other than the fact that he was then President Barack Obama's vice president, but that's pretty much it. I didn't know anything about his legislative views. I didn't know anything about the policies that he wanted. I just really didn't know. But what led me to try to find out more was the fact that he's now running for president for the 2020 election. And so that made the whole creepy Uncle Joe thing go viral, and I already touched on that subject. But apparently Democrats do not care about pedophiles and sexual harassment if they are old Democratic men. So maybe they will care about racism. I don't know. Let's just hope for the best. So today we are just going to take a look at several stories, and this includes videos, direct quotes, everything. So first up, this is one of the most recent ones I could find. It's him being interviewed and he's talking about immigration, and this is the comment that he makes.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent.
So while I'm pretty sure he was joking,
I'm not joking.
I'm not gonna say that he's racist or, he's a white supremacist because he made a stupid joke about accents. It's just one of those things where it's like when you know you're being interviewed, you're in front of a microphone and a camera, why? And then it's like, if you're comfortable saying that in front of cameras and you're an elected official and all that kind of stuff, it's like, what else do you say behind closed doors? So that's where we're going to start off, and then we're going to delve deeper. So one of the most intriguing things that I found with my research is that Joe Biden was actually against mandatory busing for school integration. So when Jim Crow ended and school segregation was ruled unconstitutional, Joe Biden actually was not for busing in the black kids to white neighborhoods or white schools. And his reasoning for that was apparently this is a matter of black pride, that it's good for them to keep themselves separate. It's good for us, as in white people, to keep themselves separate. I'm having a hard time believing his logic behind that. This interview was by NPR in 1975. So who back then was not aware of the struggles that black children went through trying to get a good education back then? Like, this is not a matter of black pride. He's just putting some weird liberal spin on it to make it seem like, oh, black kids are doing fine on their own, separate but equal. That's literally what he's saying, separate but equal. So to me that's ridiculous. To me that is racist. I mean, who is he to talk about black pride anyways? I mean, then another thing, this one is the funniest one to me, and it's not funny because it's a funny joke. Like the first one, the first one wasn't really that funny, but it's not funny because it's a joke. It's funny because it is so absurd. You cannot even believe that this guy said what he actually said. So I'm just gonna play the clip.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American, who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook.
So Barack Obama, his running mate for the 2008 and 2012 election, is the first clean, articulate black man that's ever been popular. I mean, Martin Luther King suddenly doesn't exist. Who is Martin Luther King? I don't know, because Barack Obama is the first black guy to ever say anything besides ghetto lingo. Like, holy crap. That is racist. Like, you cannot. There's other arguments you might be able to make for the other stuff, like, oh, he meant well, it was just a bad joke, blah, 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 blah. I get it. Okay, everybody says stuff they don't mean, but See, this is why I laugh, because it's so ridiculous. It's so absurd that this guy has said that there's no other mainstream African American men that are good and smart and clean, whatever that means, clean. So as you can see, Joe Biden has had instances with racism all throughout his career, ever since he was a senator up until he's a vice president. And even now, who knows? I'm gonna keep investigating this because it just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Okay, this one is another crazy one. At first when I read it, I thought it was like some crazy conspiracy theory because it just, to me, it didn't make sense because it just, okay, listen, okay. It doesn't make sense. Apparently Joe Biden actually gave a eulogy at Senator Robert Byrd's funeral. So if you don't know who Robert Byrd is, he is a former Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan and a Democrat. And I am not joking. So take from that what you will, but holy crap. Joe Biden is the definition of separate but equal, bigotry of low expectations. He just doesn't have the best will of black people in his mind. He just doesn't. He's worried about the rich, white, liberal elites who don't want their kids going to school with black kids. Barack Obama's vice president. He's super cool. He's super not racist. I mean, he was the vice president for the first black president. But in his mind, he was the first clean, articulate, mainstream black guy. So obviously, he doesn't think very highly of black people. And I think it's pretty evident from the evidence that I've displayed here. So feel free to make your own opinions and judgments on that kind of stuff. But from the creepy video that I did on him being like a crazy sexual harasser guy, he's literally like groping young girls and other man's wives, and to this video where I'm exposing him for his racist beliefs and comments, it's just, I mean, come on. The Democratic Party apparently hates old rich white men, but they give this old rich white man, who happens to have a pretty racist past, like a pedestal. Like, you can't even touch him. Well, he touches other people, but you can't even touch him. It's crazy. So that's pretty much all I have to say on the topic. It is dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. Make your own opinions, though. I'm just the messenger. Another thing is that you might have noticed that the audio quality is better once again. I have this new Yeti mic. It was donated to me by this fan on Twitter named John Lilly. So thank you so much, John. I really appreciate it. If you would also like to support or donate or do anything like that, just like John, you could definitely subscribe to my Patreon for just $1 a month, all the way up to $50. So that will just help me get, more equipment like that and spend more time making videos and things like that. But the best thing you can do is actually share videos, because I'm literally just a messenger. And so, yeah, if you want to donate, I will put my Patreon down below. If you don't want to do the subscribing monthly thing, you could also do my PayPal, which I will also put down below. And then I will put my Twitter, Instagram, just all my links. I'll put all that in the description box, because I am coming up with a new series pretty soon. I actually announced this on Twitter, but not on YouTube because I forgot. But I'm actually going to be launching an investigative video series on globalism, specifically the Clintons, George Soros, and other very powerful globalist entities, people, families, companies, etc. So if I get suicided, then just know it was Hillary Clinton, and I am not joking. So yeah, subscribe to my Patreon, subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, and be on the lookout for new, longer, and serious videos exposing globalism. I'm Olivia Rondo, and thank you so much for watching. God bless.